Okay. Good morning. Thank you for gathering here together in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. Glory be to God. Okay, fine tune. La. All right. I Sierra, level up. Yep. Health wise, spirit wise, statewide, worldwide. Level up. Level up. Level up. Level up. Yeah, it's time to level up. How do you do that? Good morning. This is Daily Divine Guidance 9774. I see some people that are just like, dang, we've been doing this for so long. I mean, this is just how we do it. And God is saying, okay, you want to be a part of my real history? You need to level up. What is that? What is that? What does that do? What does that mean? What is that? I was like, what does that? That's what I was coming out as, or that's what it was. What does that? Okay, what does that? Righteousness. Your righteousness should trump politics. Your righteousness should dictate politics. It should trump it. Your righteousness should trump racism. Your righteousness should trump hatred. Your righteousness should provide, especially for the righteous. There are some good citizens out here, some good people, some good saints that don't deserve to be a part of anything. And some things are very extreme in its measure. It means to be well, could be. But people could have just prayed too. But because they haven't leveled up spiritually, they have all the bells and whistles of, I'm a believer, I'm a Christian. That's why I don't use the word. Everybody's a Christian all over the world. And they will cut your throat at the appropriate time for no reason. Just felt like it. That ain't no level up. That ain't godly. That ain't righteous. Okay? We can't be persuaded by our own feelings. They're deceptive. That's carnal. Excuse me. Okay? You're led by the Spirit as a believer, as a Christian. You're not led by your feelings, your opinions. Those things are fickle. They change like the weather. Can't predict it. Okay? So, hello, Mohai. Good morning. Welcome to the live. God bless you. Thank you for gathering here with me. We have to righteously level up. Again, as believers with foundations that we want to create and different places we'd like to accomplish, such as world order or worldwide acknowledgement, worldwide customer service, worldwide appeal. It will come with righteousness. The people rejoice when the righteous are in place. So if you are a parent, a teacher, a leader, whatever, check your barometer. Is that the word? Check your speedometer. Check your navigator thing. Check your pulse. Okay, it should be beating to the drum of righteousness. A lot of things go right when you are right. Will it collapse some stuff? It's supposed to. The facades, the fakes and phonies. You don't want to be phony no more? I don't want to be phony no more. That's cool. Don't be that. Be righteous. Step into your divinity. We're not here forever. We need to be divine. And again, the ones that need to know, they will know. And that will put you in the status of a God. That will put you in the status of a true believer, of a righteous leader. Look, I've already looked at these histories of these presidents. Andrew Jackson, petty. Oh Lord, I know he got some relatives around him. I already know. Petty. These people were so childish. They were just doing. Oh Lord, and that's a part of us. We have children. My child inside of me is Nene child. Oh, Nene is fun, and boy, is she. I would say satanic, but we won't do all that. She's a busy child. Yesterday, she started to tear up the little joint she visited. She's trying to get her teeth fixed. Anybody want to donate? Feel free. God bless your ministry. I did not damage my own teeth. Someone was terrorizing me and my family and damaged my teeth. If you can be my hero and bring me my daughters, make sure that they're fine. Tell me. I've talked to law enforcement. I've talked to different people. I've reported things. And I still haven't been able to get any feedback. But I have these little dunce hat wearing folks that are sex traffickers and weirdos that like to be in people's phones pretending that they are people for what reason. But you never get to see them. Oh, they're fine. I wasn't texting you. Why are you responding to somebody's text messages? What I need to know. Weirdo. So God is good. And we need to switch over to a righteous frequency. Because judgment is constantly sending out warrants for people's divine arrest, warrants for people's bad behavior, warrants for people to meet the judge. And people are trying to avoid these destinies. Meet the judge could be your death. Meet the judge could mean you be held liable physically for some things that you did spiritually, like hating. That's a spiritual thing. And when you're doing it, it manifests itself and you actually responding to someone or something or a situation that is not of righteousness. Okay, so we need to rise to the occasion and let God lead us into positions of history makers, world status, as world-class leaders, as teachers, mothers, principals, whatever. Time out. We've done the historical clowns story and then pretended we don't wear noses. We're not clowns. But everybody knows that that's how this is. Anytime you're trying to block God's will, anytime you're trying to block God's process, anytime you're trying to hinder who God is and slow it down, that only puts you in the status of hellfire and being a clown. Oh, it's all for God and cotton and linen status. Oh, we don't need people to know that they can be free in Jesus. Oh, no. And God is saying, and that's why you will never make history the way you should. That's why people will never celebrate you on the levels that you need. That's why no one will ever rejoice except you pay them with me to do it. Because your heart is not centered. Your heart is not godly. Your intentions are not pure. And you can accomplish a lot in these last and evil days. You do a lot. But it won't be of me. And when I come back and prepare to send you to your forever homes, hell or heaven, if you haven't leveled up to where I have the standard set and not be distracted by things of the world, you know your feelings, statuses, what people will say, how will this make me look? We have to check our mental health. We have to level up. If you know you're having ideas of hurting or harming anyone or and yourself, you need to seek help. You need to seek assistance. You don't have a right under no circumstances to harm a person that is not harming you. And again, if you're making up lies, God is recording all of your deeds and you will be judged and held accountable. It doesn't matter what you believe. The universe is set up to send you to the appropriate place where you should dwell forever and eternity. There's no questions. You can't trick it. There's no Disney movie here. That's wishful thinking. All this, I'm gonna take their stuff and I'm gonna go to heaven. See, you need a jacket, sweetie. You need some medical attention. If you think like Disney movies, people can jump into somebody else's body and be somebody and all that. I mean, to some extremes, that can happen. Demonic possession does happen, but it's nothing glorious. If I am one that's destined to just live my life great, and you think, oh, I want to be that person, well, then you need to learn about Jesus and righteousness and transform your mind, not transfer your spirit anywhere. Transform your mind, change your life. The way you think is the issue. You have to understand that God has created So many avenues for people to literally change their lives, transform their lives. Society is not very forgiving. That's why you don't rely on them. You don't rely on people. They have all these opinions. They're distracted by society. They're distracted by their own experiences. We have to find peace in Christ and God. We have to find our identity there. We are Him. This will solve a lot of problems. I'm not going to say I'm sick of saying it, but I see I have to keep repeating it because I feel like, well, here's the thing. There's always new faces and new people and new places and new things that are happening. So people may be seeing you for the first time and it has to be fresh. So getting upset because you have to keep repeating something, there's always new customers, new clients, new people that either gotten their minds changed, have a new perspective, want something new, understand there's something more, and you need to be fresh. The Bible doesn't change. Maybe the way we say it or do it can, the way we present, the idea is to not necessarily make it more glamorous, but keep it fresh. When I worked at Comcast, Xfinity, Time Warner, whatever you want to call it, Comcast cable, whatever, communications. These calls were coming in all the time because these were like people on crack. You had to be able to go and pull that thing out and make that sale. Shut up. Advertise a little bit. Well, no, we were on the front line of sales. You had to communicate well. People came because they had a fix. They needed it. Their family needed it. They liked it. It's what it is. And you have to feed the fix. You got to feed it. So if they're saying, okay, I want to rehab, they like it. That's why they called. They can cancel it anytime. But your job is to keep them hooked. Your job is to keep, that's any business. Keep them hooked. Keep them on. So it's not to be derogatory using that word for the ain'ts that want to start something, because I want to be a saint and just explain how I had to be fresh. So when I'm at home, I'm not thinking about the calls that happened that day. I'm refreshing. I'm getting rest. I'm eating well. Make sure my family is well. Make sure I'm getting ready getting ready for school next day, and for me to get to work. Thank God they were down the street and people could kind of monitor them going to school and back. After I didn't approve of that school, I needed that assistance. The only thing is, meantime, they're teaching my kids that I wasn't capable when they were inviting me. Now, in the background of my life, people have been paying people to do things they shouldn't do to me. They're telling people it's okay, or they're having some document or showing some type of legal documents that maybe they started a business and they're just whatever. And they're signing people up to do things they shouldn't be doing, like being nosy. Now, I wanted to start a private eye business. I did. And I guess somebody else snatched that idea and made it where I'm the person being watched. Somebody's weird. I come up with all kinds of ideas because I'm good at investigating. I'm good at minding other people's business, but not to hurt anybody. This stuff is public information. You just have to look for it. And I don't mean I'm paying the services to see stuff. I mean, you can do that too. But it's more or less, I'm curious about people's heritage, about their identity, the way they grew up, in a harmful, sweet way. But I understand there's people out here that are doing heinous things, and they need to be watched, period. They really do need to be watched. Somebody flipped it on me and said, well, how does it feel? What? Long story short, working at Comcast, I had to keep it fresh. They had already trained us. I got it. I put my personality on it with all of my experience, which is great. I have great experience. I say that because God trained me first. From a child up, God was sitting with me. When I heard these teachings, it registered. God came and told me I was His own and that I could trust these teachings. Wasn't a game. He showed me He cared about me all my life, despite how anybody acted. Despite how anybody did something different, despite how anybody was acting, God let me know me and my children was His own, period. And I received that. So anywhere I go, it's not hard for me to receive things. It's not hard for me to learn things. People want me to distrust people. You win. But I understood that whenever you're trained, you're there for a reason. Don't ignore the information. A lot of people are offended from childhood. They never dealt with stuff. So when they're being taught, they already have this underlying, I'm gonna do what I want to do anyway. So they don't get beyond that. They get the job. They look qualified on paper, but in the back of their background, their lives, they didn't forgive, they didn't get over anything. So they're bringing all of that animosity to these jobs, and people just think, oh, that's normal, that's just how they are. And it's like, it doesn't have to be. So I understood people had done things to me. They were, they say I did something to them. But when you get on the job, no one cares. You go home, you get dressed, or for bed or whatever, after you do your tasks, and you go to bed at a reasonable time. You get up and you go to work, and you leave everything that happened in your background from childhood up wherever it's at, because it shouldn't be carried with you every day, except it's a testimony or it's for your protection, period. You should not be carrying all that luggage bag, sir, with you everywhere you go. What your mama did, what your daddy did. Thank you, Kirk Franklin. What you say? Imagine me. It's time for people to imagine themselves being free from how their mothers and fathers told them to be heartless. It's time for people to retreat, to rest and relax from all the hardship that people put on them as children. Sometimes people are taskmasters. They expect their kids to be, I did it, very militant and disciplined, and kids are like rebelling these days. I want to be free. I want to be fun. Baby, you're going to have a lot of freedom and fun when you learn how to make money, get out here and hustle. You ain't got to hurt nobody. You ain't got to steal. You ain't got to lie. You ain't got to hurt yourself. You ain't got to sell nothing to the devil for the devil. I mean, what's the purpose of getting all that cotton and linen? Well, we don't want to be like you crying. Long story short, at least I can still have a good, happy life, free from all the foolishness. Oh no, we can touch you too, and God will touch you. I promise you. The people are coming after you. The reason why I say that is because while I was at Comcast, I'm sitting on the phone. Call comes in, beep. Thank you for calling Comcast. My name is Lavera. Blah 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 blah. I think they've patented the way they do that, but I'm only explaining my personality. So if they're saying you can't use that company, that ain't even probably what you all are doing now, except you stole it from me. But they had a script. Again, I'm not really using it or paraphrasing it. I mean, I'm not using it, but I'm giving you a gist of what happens here. So people call in. That is parsley.
It's for food.
Yes, all of those are for food. They're spices and herbs.
Did they have?
I'm over here. Yes, that's an herb. That's paprika or cayenne.
They could burn my food.
No, it wouldn't be hot. It's just a seasoning.
We could mix it with my food.
So you come in, you don't have anything in mind. You are totally geared on this job. Thank you for calling. My name is Lavera, and I'm here to assist you today. And how may I help you? They'll tell you what's going on. You already know, but you don't want to be desensitized. I want to disconnect. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm more than happy to assist you with doing such things. Doing so, I just need to get a few pieces of information in order to verify this account. Thank you so much for providing that information. May I have a little bit more? Thank you. This is your name. See, they messed up my voice because people don't want to hear you clearing your throat when you're on the phone, right? They don't want to hear that. I had a lot of raspy, demonic women and a few follower men that was just like, who does she think she is? Blah, blah, blah. So while I was doing that, I would thank those people for calling it. Like, I don't know what you're selling, but I want it. I like that. And people became upset. They didn't like those calls. The Q&A people, I just told you I'm on the phone, so I need you to. The Q&A people were upset. I don't know why. Except somebody paid them to be crazy. The narcissists were upset because they've been smoking their throats out. They sound like a man and a frog. Some of them were high as a kite. Here I am sober and I'm on that phone. I'm making money. I'm doing the adherences. You hit my foot, I'm going to throw you over there. I just told you to stop. Okay? Hello. You want some? You sure? You want to smell it? Keep on. Let's see how you be playing and you better knock it down. Hello. Back. So guys, whenever the call comes, get through with that call, you sit in there, you reset immediately. You reset. Thank you for calling. And if there isn't anything else, and I don't like to say that because to me that's like hurry up, especially when people are upset with you. They'll say, is there anything else? I don't like that. There's another key word to invite people to do other things, because if they want 5 other things, such as maybe the home security service, make sure you offer that. You know, when you're working these jobs, that's how I made a lot of money. Because if, say, your bonuses are connected, see, I have to keep telling you, don't do that. See, you can hurt yourself. It's not funny. I'm on the phone. I want to keep saying stop. And you're doing things to get my attention. Listen. So thank you guys. You want to see my face? That's fine. Here, hold on. Let me turn on the camera in case I'm not up yet, but I don't want you guys to think I'm in the mirror. The window, the undress just hangs low because I'm heavy at the top and I haven't put anything on. Like I said, welcome. But yeah, when you're on these jobs, you have to be fresh. And when you're in relationships, you have to be fresh. You have to be able to reset quickly whenever you're doing things. Now, I know somebody thought that was a good quality for prostitution because you can reset with the customers. Get your mind out the gutter before God throw you in there. Leave women alone. This is a warning. People that like to pimp women, put people out here because they're mad. They got some little brothel or some little sex trafficking thing and they're throwing people around. God is about to throw you around. I'm just letting you know. That will be your judgment. You think it's funny to play with people's lives because you have a mental problem? And you got the hard ups for your brother or cousin or somebody? And you think because he have other friends, which is normal, you think you need to be all up in their business because he's whining, she hurt me. Oh, you about to get something. You about to get something. I don't need to know, but yeah, you about to get some good handle with. Okay, you about to get some good get right because you something's wrong with you. You think it's okay to just be throwing people around because you mad about something. Yeah, God about to bring you some good get right. And I might as well put this up here because you probably not gonna see this guy for a while. But what you pulling in? So manifestation. When you are out here living your life, and see, somebody not gonna see no sunlight or no little clouds for a while because of the way they act. Oh no, no, God ain't gonna, no, they ain't gonna see no clouds. So you might as well enjoy this if you're watching my videos. Uh um but yeah, when you're working these jobs or whatever, you have to be fresh for every customer. You can't take what the last customer did and hold on to it and cry and whine about it and bring that over until the next customer, the next call. You have to be fresh. That was that. You leave it right there and you continue to go. You don't need a break. You don't need anything because you understood whatever happened on that call, we needed to stay on that call. Okay. So thank you for calling. I appreciate your presence today. And if there isn't anything else, I'd like to thank you for calling such and such. And you don't say it like that, but thank you for calling. Beep. Thank you for calling such and such. You keeping it going. Every time the calls come in, every time they close. Thank you for calling. Beep. Thank you for calling such and such. You're keeping it. You're keeping the momentum. You're keeping that money flowing. I made a lot of money doing whatever I was doing. And somebody was jealous because they ended up trying to get the same job, minding my business, making friends, and trying to turn everybody there against me. Even set up a situation or was in the middle of the situation where whatever I was doing was seen as negative because of a certain, some interactions. Okay. You're in a new environment, you're meeting new people, you're still young, you're in your 20s, 30s, whatever, and you're doing a good job. They have Zumba, you're losing weight, you're having fun, you're living. And there's people looking like, because they're part of a certain group and they're mad. Because again, they're in their relative's business unnecessarily. And they think, no, this is my business. So if he has a new friend, they are on the same job you're on, causing chaos and havoc in the background, telling people that you're a man stealer and that you're sleeping with people's husbands. And, and again, if these men thought, if you're his sister, I wouldn't introduce you nowhere either. And you're mad about it. You don't understand why he don't tell people that you all are together. Okay. So, you guys are married and have kids. Now he can't take it seriously because in his head he knows this ain't right, but you're not smart enough to understand that. So he trying to play the game because you all very well could have kids, but it could be the uncles or the other cousins or the granddaddies. Listen, point is, whatever was going on, these people were literally in the background trying to tell people other stories about my business, which I had nothing to do with. This is something they set up. They threw themselves into my life and made us scenarios. And then took their cop friends and went all the way up to Ruta Tuda, going around saying things they shouldn't have said. But I'm still manifesting. I'm still on that job. Thank you for calling such and such. My name is Lavera, and I'm more than happy to assist you. And I completely understand why you called. Or you can even ask them what is the reason for your call. Because just because the person say they want to disconnect or don't want to be a part of something anymore, sometimes they just feel like they don't fit in. They can't afford to be in. Maybe it's too high, whatever they're doing, or maybe they don't feel heard, or maybe they just want to vent. Okay. So you have to think about that. Okay. So again, leveling up. I had to understand that. Well, they taught me some techniques. If a person's talking loud, you already know. You already asked them what's the reason for your call. So you already know what they're looking for. So anything they say after that, you don't have to be sitting there intently being nosy and getting your feelings hurt. You do something to just start looking for the solution. But you want to make sure that is what they want. So you chime back in and say, I'm sorry, I just want to make sure that I understand what you're saying because I want to make sure I apply the right solution to this matter. And you literally make sure, even if it takes 15 minutes, just let them talk. Just let them talk. But you're looking for the solution. It shouldn't take that long. Because, they already told you where the answers are. You got the products. They told you what they wanted. If they want to disconnect, they know they're going out of town or out the country. You're not saying, well, we can just keep it on, blah, 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 if that's not applicable. You could. But really, no, I need to disconnect. I'm actually just moving out. I'm not going temporarily. I'm going to be out the country for a year or so, blah, blah, blah. We're selling everything. No, you don't want to keep that. But you may want to look into the area that they're going to see if it is offered and maybe give them phone numbers so they will continue to stay with the company. Also, what country are you going to? That's very fascinating while I look up how to, fulfill your request. And they'll say, oh, we're going to Europe. Which part? Oh my God, that is so, if you don't mind my asking. Oh, it's going to be a little incorporated area, blah, 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 blah. Oh, that's wonderful. So while I'm disconnecting for you, just make sure if you know of anyone else that might want services, let us know. Let them know that they can call us at any time at this number. But here's a number for where you're going. To that area if you like to keep the services and maybe we can transfer. No, don't even. I mean, if they tell you, train you, and say we can transfer to other countries, then you give them those numbers and try and do whatever they told you in training. But if not, just say, well, it's been a pleasure being with you. We're so excited for your new move. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And so you're all set. We've removed your services. Your last bill will be this is the amount. This is the time. You can always check online. You can even stop the billing of the documents, the mail, or have it forwarded for the last bill, blah, blah, blah. XYZ123. Check your local post office or whatever. And so, if there isn't anything else, thank you so much. Right? Thank you so much for being a customer. We really appreciate you. And whenever you return, just absolutely know that we're here for you and enjoy your trip, your change or whatever, however you want to put it. Okay. Enjoy your journey. See how you're doing stuff? Didn't I say stop? So I'm sitting here talking. I see that it's quiet. So basically, I was just saying how people need to be fresh on each call. You need to be fresh. You need to, when these calls come in, you need to be fresh. You need to be fresh on each call. So when you get rid of one, when you get off of one call, okay, well, I'm glad I was able to assist you. Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling such and such. You got to be fresh. You got to be on each call. You can't carry nothing with you. And like I said, there were kerfuffle agents in the background of a lot of things that I was doing at this job. Again, it could have been a woman that was doing sex parties related to her brother or cousin or somebody she knew, and they were over there going, she getting what, she getting what, she getting what, she doing what, and they literally was always like in my business. They had Zumba. I was losing weight, hair was growing, everything was going great, and these people literally was in the background of my life telling people I'm sleeping with married men and I'm doing stuff and I'm doing this and that, and none of that happened. But the people believed them. Like, I don't know if they went to the job because I was on the job or they knew somebody on the job and they was just over in a whole nother city keeping up chaos. I was like, what is wrong with these people? But I didn't know it was them in the background causing all these issues, and still is. Still is, with their cop friends and cartel and this one and that one. I haven't even talked to my kids because of some of this. Every time I'm on live, I can't even see who this is. Thank you for hanging in here. So you have to be fresh. It's time to upgrade. It's time to level up and not allow even the situations in your life to cause you to be stuck and stagnant, and not being fresh on your calls, not being fresh on your life, not being fresh on your existence, not being fresh in your stuff. Again, leveling up doesn't mean you got a new hairstyle, new look, new attitude. I got a new attitude. Thank you, Patty LaBelle. No, that's great too. But yeah, a new attitude. You're fresh. You ready. You are taking calls. You are taking life. You are taking situations. You are taking every relationship. Doesn't matter who don't like it. You're doing your thing. You're staying fresh. You're leveling up even more. You did well. People are throwing things at you. You're handling each one day by day. And some of this stuff, these people are so jealous. You get through it. God uninterrupted the entire. I'm telling you, people said, oh, she thinks she fancy. She ain't going to eat. She ain't going to have no man. She ain't going to have her kids. She ain't going to have no house. She ain't going to have no car. She ain't got to have no life. And God said, my turn. I represent her. What you want? You ain't finna have no food. You ain't finna have no job. You ain't finna have no money. You ain't finna have no business. You ain't finna have no freedom. You ain't finna have no man, no woman. You ain't finna have nothing either. Your business finna stop. You got to leave your kids and family. I just told you about compete for my attention. Get your butt out the air. You're not a puppy. It's not funny. I'm over here. So basically, um, yeah, you have to find ways to stay fresh in this world, in the society. You have to find ways to keep it flowing. You can't get tired. You can't get bored. Can't. This is your job. Your life is your job, and no one has a right to try and make you tired or make you not get rested or not perform well in your life. God is going to deal with these people. I don't care how rich they are. I don't care how poor they are. I don't care how mentally ill they are, that they want to focus on your life this hard and be in your business and in your face and all up your butt and all that. And God is saying, my turn. It's time to level up, and I'm going to give you the space, the energy, and the time to do that. We're going to give people a time out for thinking that it was their business to come into your life and make you tired. where you couldn't level up, where you couldn't be all that you could be. So it's time for us to switch our attention from minding other people's business and minding our own. Not stealing from others, not hindering others, not blocking others. Again, you can't be a hero. Now, we're not talking to politicians or anything per se. Let the Lord use you, because I'm not a leader like that. That's none of my business. I don't care. But if this is for you, hear it. You cannot be a hero if you are blocking divine order. Again, if this is a purpose, you have a reason for whatever. I listen. But divine order is that God is providing for all of his children. All of them. Not some. All of them. This is why God is worldwide. This is why Christ is worldwide. They put themselves on the line for all men, all women. It was global. No matter where you live, what you're going through, what your gender is, what your sin is, God was like, I will never leave nor forsake you, even until the ends of the earth. God has good gifts for his children. Time for us to get them so we can give them to our kids. It's time to level up. It's time to switch how we think. It's time to get into righteousness. Okay? Everybody. You want to be real, you want to be blessed, you want to be authentic, you're going to have to follow the scriptures. No killing, stealing, or destroying. You can't destroy other people's families and foundations. You cannot be killing people's dreams and ideas and families and people and things. You cannot be destroying people. You cannot do anything under those categories. The 7 deadly sins. That can be for you or the other people. What are the 7 deadly sins? I can look it up. But you need to examine yourself. You need to go pull out a Bible, find what the 7 deadly sins are, or look it up online. Literally look up the words and look yourself in the mirror. That's how you check yourself, for those that don't know. You check yourself. Like I said, when you go to work, this can be spiritual too. You're supposed to apply this stuff. When you go to work, you know what they trained you to do. And again, a lot of people are upset from childhood. They got some bad training and they never fixed it. They never fixed it. They never addressed it. So they're carrying all that luggage into other things. So where people are training you, you're already full of some foolishness back here. So whenever you're performing, the foolishness sometimes sits up front. The feelings. I don't like her. I'm going to get her fired. And she's making too much money. Oh, yeah. That's the foolishness. That's the bag lady stuff. When you come into atmospheres, you have to cut all of that. You're not there to deal with your childhood issues and how your mammy and them was treating all your aunties and how you saw your mama trying to downplay everybody else because she was a supervisor somewhere in government, and now you're coming up the ranks and you want to treat people the same way. She's your role model. She's a demon robot, and you're like, I want to be a demon robot. I'm gonna act like grandma. Don't anybody need no taskmaster. Don't anybody need no slave owner. The plantation keeper. Don't nobody need none of that. People need a fresh anointing. People need fresh experiences. People need a fresh system. And God is trying to provide that. But you get these people that want to keep it going in the old way. Well, my mama did it that way. Well, that's how my auntie did it and they succeeded. Well, that's how my great-granddaddy did it. And yeah, for greed, debauchery, destruction. It was successful. But it didn't benefit nobody. Cotton and linen, it needs to be used in a righteous way to help save people. It shouldn't put people in bondage. It shouldn't have contracts tied to you, my slave, do what I say. Oh, well, if I give it to you, you want to do what I said, right? That's all is slavery. That's not God. God is freedom. So it's time to level up. It's time to get righteous. It's available to everybody. Anybody can repent. Anybody can recover. Anybody can do something different and new. Now you see,
I can be like
Okay,
a
have
cat. She
fun.
don't want to scratch me.
See this one? Entertainment. You can see your big old head now. No. You need his own TV show. I don't think his mama, baby, I already got a title for his show. I already got a title for this one. I already got a title for his show. He get his own YouTube. You will be like, oh my God. So it's been an hour. Time to level up to the righteous levels. Time to do something new and different. There will be some new processes, not even related to government. Because this, people being homeless or hungry. Anybody interested in none of that? Anybody interested in none of that? Yes, Grandma.
Decor.
Oh, the cat? Okay. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time and patience. Stay fresh. Stay anointed. Stay with it. Let the Lord lead you, because we staying fresh. Stay fresh with it. Okay? Level up. It's time to level up. Oh, God, here come another call. Oh, God, here come another problem. Oh, Lord, here we go. Oh, Lord. Oh, I'm tired. Ooh, I don't need no girl. Ooh, girl. No. We're moving right along, leaving that right where it's at. Yesterday when it happened with my teeth, now I don't have any. I was supposed to have them on today, smiling down. They put, and somebody, I guess, paid them to go behind me. I heard them when they showed up. They always hiss when they show up everywhere. And all of a sudden, now they got a problem with me. Now they doing things next. I'm not even going to, next. I got other things to handle. I ain't even got time to entertain you guys. What's next? There you go. So stay ready.